Good afternoon and welcome to What's Going On. And I'm your host, Kathy Blaze Jefferson. Today, I am so excited to bring you Victoria Redman, the founder and driving force behind Victoria's Oil Company. Welcome, Victoria.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Such a pleasure to have you here today, and we're so excited to hear all about Victoria's Oil Company. Tell me about that name. That name just sounds so beautiful.
Well, the name actually came in prayer while I was in jail. I was in my rookie year and I was thinking about starting a business but didn't want to. And then upon us having a tragic loss in the family, it just came like boom. You got to go with that name, Victorious, because it's going to be successful.
Yes, yes. Are you do you happen to be in your shop right now? Is that what all that background
This
is?
is the studio. It used to be my husband's man cave, and he has dedicated his time to redirecting it to my dream. So this is the studio. This is a portion of it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Good job, hubby. Good job. Yeah, we like to see you in action and back there, a lot of times we don't get to see that part of who you are. So it's wonderful to see that you are actually there in the shop.
Yes, actively all the time in here.
Victoria, where are you originally from?
Originally, I am from St. Petersburg, Florida, born and raised.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
And where is the shop located? Where are you at right
Well, now
now?
I live in New York. I'm in
Oh,
Westchester County, New York.
okay, okay. So I'm going to read a little bit of your bio so our audience can get a gist of who you are before we get started.
Okay.
Victoria Redman is the founder and driving force behind Victoria's Oil Company, a natural body care line created in 2020 to serve people with sensitive melanin rich skin. Before launching the company, Victoria worked as a medical assistant. Yay! I was a medical assistant back in my day also. Her background in healthcare has given her deep insight into how skin responds to irritants, sensitivities, and healing, which now shapes every product she formulates. That is wonderful. Because you know what, a lot of times we spend a lot of money wasting on things that don't work for our skin type, having allergies and all other type of sensitivities, and to have someone that's creating a product that knows because of your health background, that is amazing. Tell us a little bit how you got started.
I got started with my oldest daughter. I come from the South, so everybody's into herbalism and gardening and all the things. So I've always grown up in the garden. My mom did not have a green thumb, but my great grandmother did, and so does my father's mom, my grandmother. She's still alive with us. So I already always had a background in herbalism. My oldest daughter, Alia, who's 14 now, had eczema from head to toe.
Oh,
And I had eczema at 10, but it wasn't as severe as hers. So I went the medical route, steroid creams, hydrocortisone, all of
mm-hmm,
the medical
mm-hmm.
process, and it started to make her skin worse.
Oh,
Now, my daughter Alia is more light skin. She's more fair skin because my husband is more fair skin. So she was starting to mark and scab, and
mm-hmm.
eventually a lot of the commercial products, even the common ones, I don't want to say their names, but very common ones, stopped working for her. So I started making her products. And I was selling them to family members, and everybody loved it, but when everybody loves you when you're crafting, so I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
My little brother Kerry, he was the one who really was using it, and he was like, "You got to sell this," and I'm like, "No, I don't like technology. I know the risk of and liabilities that come with it." He was like, "You got to do it," so we agreed to do it. Um, that was in 2020, and unfortunately, in July of 2020, he took his life.
Oh,
So that's where the commitment to the brand was like, I have to do this because it's something he believed in, and it's something I believe in. And then it just ties in with the self care, especially in our Black community for our men and our women. So here I am doing God's work.
yes, yes, yes. We hear a lot about eczema in our community.
Hmm.
A lot of people may not know what it is. Are you able to explain a little bit about that? My daughter had eczema, and I believe her eczema. I believe sometimes it lays dormant, and
Hmm.
when there's a stressor that brings it out, and I think that's what occurred with her. She had a stressor in her life, and it triggered it. And but I want you to explain a little bit about eczema, if you don't mind.
So eczema, just like a lot of different disorders of the skin, come from inflammation within the body,
Mhm,
right? It's
mhm,
usually diet. That is our
mhm,
biggest thing, especially with
mhm,
everything going on in the world with our food. Diet is your main culprit. Your gut health is so important. Making sure you're getting your probiotics, your prebiotics, you are cleansing your diet properly, and you're drinking a lot of water. Now, for
mhm.
teenagers, which my teenager is very much a teenager, that's a struggle. But having a lot of sugars, processed foods, all of that will make your eczema worse. So eczema, psoriasis, I mean,
Mm,
dermatitis, a lot of these issues come out on your skin just because your gut is not getting the proper nutrients. And a
mm.
lot of us are gluten sensitive. Some of us are fruit sensitive. Some things we
Right,
just don't
right.
know. So you're making it worse. But it is an inflammatory condition that just comes out on the skin. And unfortunately, it's very prominent in
Mm.
our community.
That is very true. And
Mm-hmm.
as you stated, a lot of it comes from our gut.
Mm-hmm.
So you being an herbalist, you're able to utilize that when it comes to educating individuals on what they should do and showing them how important it is to change their diets and also to use your product and what your product does. Is your product a natural product?
Yes, ma'am. My product is a natural product. My brand is it's a luxury brand, but it's a leisure brand as well. So what I did was I mixed the two. I use all natural ingredients. Everything I source is directly from the source. So if it says it comes from the Amazon, it comes from the Amazon. If it's coming
Oh,
from Africa, I work with somebody very closely who has a family compound in Africa that is so kind to ensure I get my ingredients. Um, it's just I made it fun because I
mm,
remember when I had eczema at 10, it wasn't fun. I was unscented and I
right.
hated that because I like fragrance.
Hmm.
So what we did was we blended the brand. So you have Victorious Pure Naturals, which is completely natural and it's scented with essential oils. They're all therapeutic grade for the aromatherapy purposes and also for some of the medicinal purposes that you would get from these herbs. But then we have Victorious Blends, which tends to be everybody's favorite, especially in the summertime, because it brings you the luxury of enjoying like peach paradise, Caribbean mango,
Mm.
grounded, which is a nice, it's like a nice, I don't know, like sage and aqua fragrance, but it's not highly fragranced. And I use phthalate, sulfate, and paraben free fragrances. So they cost me a pretty penny to get these synthetics, but I use them at the least amount I can because there is a level in which you can put certain fragrances in your products. And I always fragrance under the level that's expected so that it doesn't irritate the skin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you do hair products as well, or is it pretty
I
much just all
do.
body products?
No, we have a hair oil. Victorious hair oil is actually the first product that I ever made successfully with the direction of my grandmother, who is now 87. Everybody knows her as Foxy. And she
Okay,
actually uses it.
Foxy.
Yes, I call her Foxy because she was very foxy back in her day.
Oh.
Um, but it is because of her that I actually made it because I spoke to her about herbs that would help my daughter because my daughter was scabbing on the scalp, bleeding. It was really bad, and my daughter has very curly hair, so it was hard to get the scabs out without hurting her. So Victoria's hair oil was the very first product I ever made, and it's still around. But my daughter has since requested that we move on to shampoo and conditioner, so I am navigating that process.
You know what? This is a family business. I
It
mean,
is
it's
everything goes through the family down to the littlest
yes.
guy.
It
Yep.
started with your brother, God bless his
Mhm.
soul, and now your husband and your children. So
Mhm.
that is awesome. So this is a legacy here for you.
Yes.
And it's teaching them how to take care of their skin, their hair, which they'll then pass it down to their children.
Yes. I pray so. I
That
pray.
is awesome. Can you tell us, because you know what, I live in Arizona, so I get really dry at times. So can you tell us the difference between hydrating your skin versus moisturizing your skin? Because
This is
some people use those words interchangeably.
Yes, this is my favorite subject to break down to people. So, the best way to explain it is water and no water. I'm not going to
Mm,
use the big scientific words because layman's term is the best way to learn.
right.
So, when you are utilizing lotions and creams, they all have some sort of liquid, water, aloe juice, what have you, in them. That creates hydration, right? Moisture just comes from the butters and the oils that you're utilizing. That locks in the hydration. So
Okay.
when you are trying to properly deal with sensitive skin, or if you get dry in the winter, especially, you want to do it in a system. So you're going to wash with something that's moisturizing. I'd prefer you not use a body wash because they can break down
Mm,
the skin barrier. I do use soap bars and I have seen a drastic change. And then after you cleanse your skin, you're going to always pat dry. You're going to hydrate your skin with lotion or cream and then moisturize to seal it and lock it all in. If you're not a butter person, then body oils are your friend for locking in your hydration as well.
mm. I want to take you back to something you said, just in case someone missed it, about the bar soap versus the body wash.
Mhm.
Why is it that you recommend the bar soap?
Okay, so bar soaps have far less additives, right? They are
Okay.
natural. It's just a natural process of taking lye, which people are like, oh my God, lye can burn your skin. Yes, it can. If we don't take it through the sulfonification process, which is where the oils and butters become soap, right? Everything combines, all compounds become one.
Mm-hmm.
However, you only have that one ingredient just to make it lather. Outside of that, there are no silicones, there are no preservatives, there's nothing else being introduced to the skin, which can cause a drying effect if you
Mm-hmm.
continue to use it. Body washes are literally like washing your skin with laundry detergent.
Mm.
It's
And
just,
you
it
know
makes
what?
pretty.
That is another thing these generations have come to. Everything has to be quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also with the body washes also. They're in a
Yes.
bottle, you just squeeze it, it's quick and easy. Everything is quick and easy
Yes.
because we used bar soaps for ages.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, hey, let's try this in the bottle and squeeze it out. So that's interesting, and I haven't heard that before. That you prefer the bar soap over that. I mean, we don't get as much detail when we're explaining things to our clients, or and I love that you explained it to that patent. So, how and why the brand breaks down into two categories?
So like I mentioned before, you have Victorious Blends and you have Victorious Pure Naturals. Pure Naturals is for everyone. Each
Mm,
line is for everyone. It's about what you need, right? Sometimes you want to smell like Caribbean mango, but sometimes you just want to smell like lavender if you had a stressful day. I I broke the brand down for those who want to be able to know what to do, right?
um,
And within you buying a product, when you scroll down, it'll tell you whose skin type it's for and what's best use it is for. I think that it's just best to have it that way. I'm not looking to expand the blends portion just because it
mm,
is synthetically fragrance and I really want to focus on the health of our skin. But I do have fun fragrances that I introduce seasonally. So now we're going into body butter season, which is where a lot of the ladies love to shop because I have the soothing oats and I have a few new scents that I have coming like honey almond, and a lot of the scents are very sultry. So it's really nice to smell good in the winter, even under all your clothes. But I broke it down just because for those, some people have sensitive skin and some people are super sensitive. So it depends on what you
right.
need. And I also cater to a lot of patients who have cancer or they're cancer
Mm.
survivors. So it's good for them to know what they're using as well.
So, you might as well say you have your own brick and mortar. You do all the work inside your location, your home, your location.
Yes, ma'am.
That is awesome. Are there any thoughts of expanding your business outside, having it created elsewhere other than there with you and your family?
Um, this business means a lot to me, but I'm willing to go wherever God takes me. I want it to leave a legacy, not just for my children, but for people of color and young ladies of color who come from a really hard background, such as myself, to see that they can do it. So, really and truly, it's in God's hands. Whatever He wants, I will let go, even if I let go with a little hesitation. But I pray that
Amen.
I can always keep my hand in the brand and ensuring that the quality is there, because if that can't be held, then I won't continue the brand.
Right, because that happens quite often is the minute
Mm-hmm.
you hand your baby over to someone, they want to make changes, not knowing all the full details of how it got to where it is, and they start to change things and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. How is it that how do you get the word out? Because you mentioned people of color, this is a product that you want our people of color to know about and to utilize? How do you get the word out to let everyone know who you are and what you do?
Um, Honestly, I've been keeping it a secret. And people have been getting on me about it. I've been keeping it a secret mainly because I don't know how to scale it if it gets bigger than I can
uh,
manage, but it is getting bigger and I've been praying for bigger. So it's word of mouth at this time. And I do tell people, tell your family members, especially in holiday seasons. I make a lot of sales. Summertime, you'll see me at pop-up shops, but I am a mommy of three. So it is a little hard to get the word out
yeah.
there, but I have opened up this year. I've opened up my doors more to people just utilizing my business in whatever way they need. So if it's making gift bags or gift baskets or, just helping out with swag bags for corporate events, then I'm happy to do such. Ladies nights, I do that too. And
Yes.
I meet the needs. I do custom things on the side as well. So, if you ever hit me and say, "Hey Vic, I got this thing," and I'll do that too. Just
Well,
getting
we got a lot I'm going to read some of these comments before I ask my next question, because we got Mr. George Warren giving all these yellow stars for you, girl.
Ooh, thank you.
um, your auntie Cheryl is here.
Oh
Nakia, that's right. Congratulations, boo.
yay.
Andresia, if I pronounced that correctly, congratulations, love. I'm so proud of you. Nyanda, go
Yes.
Vic. And
Mm-hmm.
Priscilla says, hey. Angela, Angela Redman, so proud of you. The only product I use. That's amazing. Wisdom Sewell, this is amazing work. I'm a VOC loyalist, and my hubby goes crazy off those sugar scrubs and body honey.
Yes.
And Cheryl says, and you will shine. And then we have Juicy who says, amen. So that tells me a lot right there. And what I want to ask is, there's body products all over the place. Every time go on social media online, everywhere, there's somebody has body products. What makes Victoria Redman stand out?
I'm transparent. I haven't forgotten what it is to be a consumer.
Hmm.
I've watched my daughter be affected by her skin conditions, and it's not about the sales. That's
Hmm.
that's probably the biggest issue for me, is that I'm
Hmm.
doing it with humility and not with a business mindset. So it's an issue because it makes you stagnant in growing in
Yeah.
business. But I have a heart for it. I'm truly passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
And I've tried a lot of brands that are in the same niche as me. I love supporting other Black owned
Mhm.
brands. And unfortunately, I haven't had the response that I'd like for my skin, which is why I started expanding my brand. Because it just started, like I said, with hair oil and butter. And when I see a need, I try and figure out how I can meet it. So we've extended our brand now from body care outside to internal wellness. So
Oh,
there are things that are just continuing to come because I just want to meet the needs of our community.
okay. Well, too, as Victoria stated, you know what? As a consumer, we have to do our part as well. So we can't just go buy her product and then be going out eating hamburgers and fries every weekend and then blame her product and say it's not working. So it's a lot to do with the gut. So we need to make sure that we're taking care, and that's with anything. We have to make sure we're taking care of our internal when we're using products, because I've done products before and I've seen people say, well, you know what, this isn't working for me. Well,
Mm-hmm.
were you doing what you needed to do? So I love that you have the medical background behind it, because you're able to advise your clients as well on what they need to be doing. Or if they come to you with a problem, say this is happening, you're able to advise them. So that's a very important part to what you do, Victoria.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for pointing that out. It is extremely important. And I have been blessed enough I have a pretty large clientele for somebody who's just doing it on her own. I got 200 plus customers that are consistently in and out. But with each of them, I know who orders what. Why are you ordering? You shouldn't. So it's really cool to be able to navigate, and whether they're writing me in my DM or writing me on my business, and I'm like, hey, Vic, listen, I cheated on you. and now I need a new soap to fix it. They know I'm here. They know I'm here to do it. I'm not gonna fuss. I'm gonna give you a look, but I'm not gonna fuss. We just
At
gotta take
least
care
they
of
came
ourselves.
back and was honest and told
Every
you.
time. I've had so many of them come back and they're like, girl, listen, I cheated. I used some, and it did, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna fix it. But don't do it again. So
So, how does your process work? And I mean, do you have a process? If a new client comes your way, do you do some type of screening, or do you just, I mean, do they just purchase? How does that work?
um in most cases, if you come to me and you are looking for something specific, I ask you your needs and your allergies. Even if I do gifting, I love to give self-care to people. So if I see that you have a need and I see your skin's right, hey, are you allergic to nuts? No, okay, well, I have this line. I would love to gift you something, a set. I always ask about your allergies. That's the first thing we have to know.
Hmm.
From there, it's just about what your need is. What do you think you have? Can I see a picture of it? Can you call me on FaceTime so I can analyze it? In most cases, most of my clients are looking for scent at first. That's what catches them.
Okay.
Then consistency, then effectiveness. That's what
Um,
we've learned in the business. So I throw them to the scent. Hey, baby, this is the scent that's gonna work. That's it. And they
mm.
come back, they're like, girl, Caribbean mango work, but my feet dry in this wintertime. Okay, now we talking. Let's get you some salve. So it takes time, but the ones that have to warm up, they usually start with scent. But for those who know how serious I am about infusions and herbalism, they just jump right in. Hey, I got eczema and it's breaking out. I need help.
So I know you said you're waiting on God. God is going to direct your steps from here on. But is there any? Where does Victoria want to see this product line, say, in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, ooh, um, in the next 3 to 5 years, I would love for God to remove me from corrections so that I could do this full time.
Okay.
Um, I see it as more of a ministry than as a business. Corrections is a ministry too. Like I
Yes.
said, because I come from a very tough background. So the people I work with in corrections makes sense because I grew up in that. But I see God moving me differently. So I
Mhm.
pray that He would move me in the next 5 years and that I can manage it
Oh,
prayerfully with the right team.
okay. Do you happen to have a product close by where you can show us the product and the labeling and all that?
Let's see. I'm trying to see what will show up good on camera. I can show you too. The scrubs don't show up well. Let me see. I don't think you'll be able to
Oh,
see
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
so
shiny.
it's a
Yes.
little shiny, but the lotion will. So this is our cocoa butter custard. I made this summer because of Foxy. She
Okay.
said she needed some lotion and her legs were dry, and in her beautiful 80 years I couldn't say no, so I made her a
Right.
cocoa butter custard and I turned it into an entire line. So this one is unscented, um and it comes, there's one more that's actually out of stock, so I don't have any. Then you have a shea butter custard, and
Okay.
then the number one seller this year has been our aloe water custard,
Oh,
all of which are lotion consistency, and they are extremely intense on moisturization
okay. So
and hydration.
how has Miss Foxy's response been to the new product?
She loves it. I'm waiting
Oh,
for her to tell me when she's ready for another bottle. I
oh,
have to actually check in with her this week, but she loves that. And I have her using the body butter as well, which is my second bestseller in the winter, the Restoration Body Butter. It's a
okay.
cocoa butter and baobab blend. Very, very nourishing to the skin. Excellent for sunburns. That's what we take when we go on vacation. We just came back from Jamaica and my husband burns every time, but it definitely helps heal. So,
Okay, wonderful. Is there any last minute advice you'd like to give to our clients when it comes to taking care of their skin?
water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. If you are not hydrating properly, your skin will tell on you.
Mm,
And if you are a client who drinks a lot of water and you're like, Vic, my skin is still not showing it, you're probably mineral deficient. And that's a simple fix. All you want to do is get a little Himalayan sea salt, just a pinch, add
mm.
it to about 4 to 6 ounces of water, drink it down, and then drink your water.
Okay.
That's it. Your
Okay.
body will tell you if you're not taking in the water, if you're not
Right.
absorbing it,
That's
because you'll
true.
go to the bathroom constantly, but your skin won't change.
Okay. Trina said, "Congratulations, Pinky."
Thank
Look,
you.
look, they putting all your nicknames on blast out here. Angela Redmond says, "Speak it," and Cheryl Hodge says, "The bar soap."
Yes, the bar soaps are extremely popular. Extremely.
And Williams says, "Ready to buy."
Well, come on over, Victoria's Oil Company.
Okay. So she's saying ready to buy. Tell our audience where they can go and buy it.
Okay, so it's victoriousoilco.com. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, or you could just Google me. I'm gonna come up.
Oh,
That's it.
okay. Yes, that's a beautiful name. Do you have any events or shows vending coming up soon?
As of right now, I am set to vend locally in the Bronx and Co-op City on November 15th, which I will be sending out a newsletter. So if you haven't already, sign up for our newsletter on the website because I do update you guys. I only send the newsletter out once a month. I'm not good at emailing a lot, but I do let you guys know what's going on. And I may have another one coming up maybe 5 days after that. I just got contacted to do another event. So holiday season's a little busy for me, but I'll be out and around.
Okay. Again, give us your website again, Victorious.
So it's Victorious, like victory, but Victorious, oilco.com.
Wonderful. So I'd like to also like to ask, how do you like being a beta member for Swagger Society?
It's nice. It's nice having a sisterhood to lean on. I have been following Swagger since COVID, and just watching and trying to see where I could fit it in my budget and do all the things, but I'm happy that I've joined because it's nice to have a sisterhood where you can go in, you can get other people's advice, and you can also ask questions. Francesca's really good at getting back to you when you have questions. So that's very helpful because when you're an entrepreneur, you have no clue.
Right. I mean, you always need the help. You really do. Have you tried any of the tools yet?
I did download a few of the free gifts that she has given, and I'm implementing them slowly. But my struggle as an entrepreneur is consistency. Because once my kids need me, I'm sorry, I gotta wait. If it's not an order, I gotta wait. I'm sorry.
Right.
But I have, and I read her articles quite often. I was looking at a few other things that I wanted to step into that I'll be discussing with her. But I'm excited to take more steps into her magazine and also into the society to see how it works out.
Wonderful. It was such a pleasure to have you here with us today. And we look forward to more of Victoria's Oil Company.
Thank you so much.
Victoria, seeing your face out there more, okay?
Thank you.
We're going to be looking forward to more consistency.
Yes, I will work on it.
But we do understand when those babies start calling, we got to run.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And thank you all for joining us here today on What's Going On. And we'll catch you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.